good morning to you.
Good morning.
Do you think it's possible then to hold both positions, to say that you do want to eventually abolish the House of Lords, while at the same time saying apparently that if I become Prime Minister, I'm going to put in dozens of new peers into the House of Lords?
Right, well, one, I don't think it's contradictory, but secondly, I can see where this speculation is coming from, I have to say. If you look at what's happened traditionally, that when a party's in government for a long time, it gradually rebalances the numbers. So when we were elected in 1997 and 2001, big majorities, we put in a few extra Labour peers and Conservatives, and we became the largest party in 6 years, had 16 more. And after 13 years, we had something like 20-something more peers than the Conservatives. But that process has been turbocharged under the Tories. So they became the largest party within 3 years. And then 13 years on, the same as we were in, there's something like 90 odd more Conservatives than Labour. So that's what's fueling this. And I think the priority for Keir will be ensuring he gets the Labour programme through to ensure that he can change people's lives and deal with the cost of living crisis. Now, I don't think that means putting in dozens and dozens of new peers. The House of Lords isn't a numbers game. And I think the Conservatives have played very badly. Most people criticise us not for the work we do, but for what seems to be a pretty dodgy appointment system, don't they?
You say it's not a numbers game. How many are there in the House of Lords right now? Is it 770 or something like that?
Something ridiculous like that. And I think you've hit the nail on the head there. Reform of actually reducing the overall numbers. A lot of them don't even turn up or attend. And when you see appointments like Lord Lebedev came in, one of Boris Johnson's appointments. We've got, I think, Ian Botham, I've never seen there at all. I think appointments to the House of Lords, as it stands at the moment, and we're dealing with the position we've got, should be people who want to do a job of work, who want to go. It doesn't mean they have to be in all day, every day. They haven't got to be full-time politicians, but they've got to have a reason for being there and have some expertise or interest or ability that they want to use for the benefit of the country. If they're not prepared to do that, they shouldn't be there.
So does that mean that all Labour, all peers that have been appointed by Labour have been in the latter category, people who, who want to do a job of work?
I think that's very much where Keir is. When Keir talks to me, and when we've had few appointments under this government, not many, he's looking for people who are interested in doing a job of work or have a particular expertise. When we debate those issues, they're very useful, the debates we have. And he's quite clear on that. So I think if we see appointments from Keir, that's the kind of criteria he will be using for people that, while the second chamber's in the process it is now, or it's in the way it's organised now, that's the kind of thing he will be looking at.
So a couple of things then to ask you, if you don't mind, Angela Smith. What would be a better number, roughly, than 778?
Well, we certainly shouldn't be bigger than the House of Commons, should we? That's just ridiculous. And I think we need to say that what's the number we do need to do the job of work properly of scrutinising legislation, which we do well. We sit later and longer than the House of Commons. I would think it's probably somewhere between 500, 600. It could be a few less, I don't know, but that kind of figure, but certainly smaller than the House of Commons, and then, I think would be better.
Yeah. And then do you agree with Sir Keir Starmer that eventually it should be abolished?
Well, it's no surprise, is it? The Labour Party's been saying this for a long time. And he talks about abolition. He's actually talking about having a second chamber that can do the same work, but some form of elections. And I think what's brought that forward is the concerns that everyone has, me included, I'm very worried about this, is the appointment system. When we see Boris Johnson has a resignation on his list, there's rumours of Liz Truss is on his list, and the only appointments we get are from other parties, and if the Prime Minister of the day says we can have them. So I think that seems a bit dodgy, don't you? So I think we need, first of all, my first priority would be to change the system of appointment and look if we can do that better, what changes can be made. But it's no surprise to anybody. The Labour Party would prefer an elected second chamber. But I think there's an immediate problem how we're operating at the moment that has to be dealt with quickly and very urgently.